Stop paying £24 per month for N8N.io when you can get Google App integration free on your own VPS. In this video, you will see the exact step that actually works. If you're struggling with N8N Google integration on your self-hosted server, this walkthrough will save you hours of frustration. Most people give up on self-hosted N8N because of Google OAuth complications. But I'm about to show you the step-by-step process that eliminates this guesswork. In this video, you will also see why N8N Google App integration keeps failing and the exact Google Console setup that fixes it permanently. And many of my community members say they wish someone showed them this N8N OAuth setup before they wasted many days troubleshooting, and now you can do it. As you can see that this is a fresh install of N8N in a self-hosted VPS server with a provider that I would recommend, which is KloudBean. I'm in the overview workflow section. To add Google applications in N8N, we have to go to the credential sections and either click on add first credential, or we can click on this downward arrow and click create credentials. If yours, just like mine, you will have this add first credential, or if you already have some credentials, then you can always go here and click downward arrow and click on create credentials. I'm going to click here to create credentials, click to create credentials, and I'm going to search for Google Calendar. That's the first Google app that I'm going to integrate with N8N. So let me search for Google Calendar and click to continue. As you can see here, there is an OAuth redirect URL and client ID and client secret are empty. So intuitively we understand that this URL is something that we need to paste inside Google Console, and Google Console will give us client ID and client secret, which we need to place it here. If you've not self-hosted and if you have your N8N account in N8N.io, then you will directly have a button here which says sign in with Google, and you can click on that button and directly sign in with your Google account, and you can integrate your calendar API. But now, because this is a self-hosted account, we need to go ahead and set up a bunch of things in Google Console to get our client ID and client secret so that we can paste it here, and eventually we'll get a button here which says sign in with Google. So let's go ahead and set up a project in Google Console. Click on new tab. I'm going to search Google Console. So my first link is a sponsored link. I'm going to ignore this. Just go down and click on Google Console, or rather Google Cloud Console. I'm going to click here. The first thing is that I have to agree for the terms and services. If you already have a Google Console Cloud account, then this pop-up may not come. But if you're doing it for the first time, you may have to click on terms of services to agree, and click agree and continue. Now, Google says that it will give $300 free credit and you can try it for free. And it also says that no billing during the trial. The only complication with this is the moment you click this button, it'll ask for your credit card or a debit card or your GPay account, so that after the trial period, it can charge you for the services that you use. And if you are a beginner and do not want to give your credit card or a debit card or your GPay account dialed into the Google Console Cloud, the best way is to ignore or avoid clicking this try for free button. So if you avoid this temptation of getting this $300 free credit, you don't have to give your credit card, debit card, or your GPay. And for our purposes and for you to start with as a beginner, you don't need to avail this $300 free credit, because any which ways we're going to use the free services of the Google Console. So you don't need to give your credit card, debit card, or your GPay account. So the best thing is that I'll go here and dismiss this top bar also, so that I don't get this top bar all this time. Dismiss. This is something that you cannot avoid. Just resist your temptation to click on this. All that we need to do is go and click on select a project. If it shows select a project here, that means you do not have a project set up already. But if you already have a project set up, you will see the name of the project here. But for me, there is no project already created. That's why it's showing a select a project. So what I'll do is I'll click on select a project. I'll click on new project and I'll create a new project. So I'm going to name it as N8N project You can name whatever that you want to. I'm going to ignore organization, just click on create. Now, as you can see that the project is getting created and it says to select a project. Either you can go here, select a project, or you can select a project here. I'm going to go here and click on select a project. And then now if you can see N8N project is already there. So click on N8N project. Once you selected the project, you will see your project name here. If you can see your project name here, that means that you are inside that project. So if you're in any other project, just click here and select the project so that you can be inside your project. So inside this project, we are going to install a web application and enable Google Calendar app so that we can get the client ID and client secret, which is required for integration with N8N. You will understand all of this in a while. All that you need to do is click on these 3 lines, which is the navigation menu, and go and pin API and services, because this is the one that we need every single time. So I pinned it and I'm going to click on API services. When you click on the API and services, you will get into the API services dashboard. So the next thing that you need to do is you need to create an OAuth consent screen, because you would remember that it had asked for OAuth redirect URL. So we have to go back and click on OAuth consent screen. Click on OAuth consent screen. When you click on OAuth consent screen, it goes to Google Auth platform, and it looks slightly different from the original API and services screen. This is the API services screen, and OAuth consent screen is looking slightly different with other menus here. So if you feel lost anywhere, all that you need to do is go on, click the navigation menu, and you can come back to API services, or you can see this tab and you can come back to the OAuth consent screen. So this is how you need to navigate. Anytime you've lost, you can always click on the navigation bar, and either you can come directly to the APIs and services, or you can go to the OAuth consent screen. So these are the 2 places that we would keep visiting again and again. So now I am in the OAuth consent screen. So I'm going to click on OAuth consent screen. And as you can see that Google Auth platform is not configured yet. So I'm going to click on get started and create my app. So I'm going to name it as N8N app. Pick the same support email that is already configured, or so to speak, the email that I'm using to get into Google Console Cloud account. Click next. Click on external. Any which ways internal is not selectable. Just click on external. Click next. And then for the another additional contact email, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the same Gmail account. So I'm going to copy here and go here and paste it and click on next and click on I agree and click continue and click to create. So now my application is getting created. After my application is got created, now I have to create a OAuth client, because if you can see again, when we go to credentials section in N8N, we need a client ID and a client secret. So we need to go and create an OAuth client. Just click on OAuth client. We have to specify what type of an application N8N is. It is a web application, and the client name is, I'm just going to name it as N8N. Right. So I'm going to ignore authorized JavaScript origins, and I'm going to go to authorized redirect URIs, because if you can see in the credentials in the N8N section, N8N gives an OAuth redirect URL or URI. So I'm going back here, click on add URI, go here, click to copy. This URI is got copied. Go here, paste it here. After pasting it, I'm going to click on create. After I click create, I got my client ID here. I've not got my client secret yet. I'll tell you where to find a client secret. For some people, they'll be lucky enough to get the client secret in the pop-up itself. For me, I've not got the client secret here, which is good because I can show you how to get the client secret. Right now, I'm just going to copy this client ID, click to copy, go here and paste my client ID here. After this, I have to fetch my client secret. Let me go back here and click on OK, and my N8N client web application is created. I can click on N8N client here, or I can alternatively go back here, go to my API, go to my auth consent screen, click here, and then I can see my client app here. Click on clients. This is where my client ID is going to stay. So click on client N8N client. And if you can see here, we can find the client secret at the right bottom. So click to copy your client secret and go here and paste your client secret here. So if you see now, the sign in with Google has come, but do not press this button yet because we've not made the application live. So let's go back to the client ID section, go to audiences, and we need to publish this app so that this app is live. So click on publish app and confirm. Now the app is published. We have one last thing to be done, which is we need to enable our Google Calendar API inside this project. So we've not done that yet. So let's go back to the 3 lines, go to APIs and services, and at the top menu, either you can click here and search for Google Calendar, or alternatively, you can go here, enable API services, to go to the API library, go down, scroll down and search for Google Calendar here. Either ways, you'll get the Google Calendar API. So what I'll do is I'll scroll up and I will go back to my API services and I'll search for calendar here. The Google API calendar is the top result. Click on this, click on enable. When I click on enable, the Google Calendar API gets enabled inside my N8N project. When you go here, you can see that the Google Calendar API is enabled. You can see your N8N client, which is a web application, and you can also get your client ID. If you click on this, like I said, you can get your client secret also. Now all that we need to do is to finish the step, go to credentials in N8N and click on sign in with Google. We did all of this hard work just to get this button, sign in with Google. But if you're in N8N.io, if you've got an account there, and if you're okay to pay £24, I think, per month, you'll get this button right on the top, and you don't even have to do all of these steps. So now, because I don't want to pay £24 per month, I've hosted my N8N in my own VPS in KloudBean. So I have to do the step, but this is just one-time step, so it's absolutely okay, and I'm okay with it. So I'm going to go and click on sign in with Google. I'm going to click on choose an account, and Google throws this error called Google hasn't verified this app. The reason being, if you click on advanced, you'll understand that Google hasn't verified my VPS, which is okay because Google doesn't know KloudBean site or that I have hosted N8N in KloudBean site. So this is the same error that comes if you've hosted your N8N in Hostinger or any other private server. So don't worry, go ahead and click on go to KloudBean site and select all, because we want to view, edit and see, edit, share, permanently delete all our calendars when needed, whenever we want to do any automation. So I'm going to click on select all and click on continue, and my connection is successful. This window will close automatically in 5 seconds. The 5 seconds is over, so the pop-up has got closed, and we are in the last section and the most important section of creating credentials. This is something that people ignore. The thing is that you need to change this Google Calendar to something where you can understand to whom this Google Calendar belongs to. So I'm going to click or rather type hyphen, and I'm going to go here and find the Gmail, paste it here. That I know that this Google Calendar belongs to this Gmail account, because as a AI agent builder, you may be wanting to access many Google Calendar accounts, and eventually if you do not have the right nomenclature, it's going to be difficult for you to understand which calendar credential is for what account. So for that case, I just copied and pasted my Gmail ID that belongs to this Google Calendar and click here so that my save button pops up. Once my save button pops up, I'm going to click on save, never, and close this. Now my Google Calendar API for this particular account is being configured in my N8N. You can go ahead and do the same step for all the other Google apps too. What you need to do is you just have to click here, create credentials, search for the relevant app, say for example Google Slides, if that's what you want to integrate. Search for Google Slides and go to API and services and also search for slides here and paste the same client ID and client secret inside N8N to configure your Google Slides too. So the client ID and the client secret remains the same. All that you need to do is enable that Google API inside the same project and then come here to the credential section and sign in with Google and give access for that app inside N8N. So I'm going to close this for now. Congratulations, you're now running N8N like a pro without the monthly fees. If this saved you from paying £24 per month for N8N, imagine what my other advanced N8N tutorials could save you. Now you've got Google Calendar working, but wait until you see how to connect all the Google apps using the same method. This same client ID and secret work for all Google apps, including Gmail, Sheets, Drive, and more. And you just master the hardest part of the N8N self-hosting, Google OAuth. Drop a comment with which Google app you want to integrate next, and I'll make that tutorial. I've created a complete click-by-click document with screenshots of this video that you can keep forever. The link is on the description section. You can click to download for the free guide. Share this with anyone struggling with Google N8N integration and subscribe so you don't miss other advanced N8N tutorials showing you exactly how.